About the SCP Foundation. Anomaly Classification System, ACS. The classifications that ACS uses are as follows. Clearance level. Clearance levels refers to the level of an employee that is given permission to read the information contained within the document. Containment class. These are the most common object classes used in SCP articles and make up the bulk of the objects. This is the contain part of Secure, Contain, Protect. Disruption class. Disruption class refers to an anomaly's ability to disturb the status quo and/or break the veil. This is the secure part of Secure, Contain, Protect. Risk class. Risk class refers to the severity of an anomaly's effects on an individual person and how easily one can recover from it. This is the Protect part of Secure, Contain, Protect. Clearance level. Clearance levels refers to the level of an employee that is given permission to read the information contained within the document. Level 1. Unrestricted. This document is available to all Foundation employees. If someone gets a regular paycheck from the Foundation, they can see this document. Level 2. Restricted. This document is available to the majority of employees upon request. If the employee has a subordinate, then they are already granted Level 2 access. If an employee does not have any subordinates, then they must request access to the document from their supervisor. Level 3. Confidential. This document is available to the minority of employees. The primary administrative staff of a site will have Level 3 access. If an employee has a subordinate but does not have Level 3 access, they must request access to the document from their site administrative staff. If an employee does not have a subordinate, they must request access from their supervisor, who will then request access from the site administrative staff. Level 4. Secret. This document is only available to site and Foundation administrative staff. Access to employees without Level 4 access will, generally, be declined and only approved for very specific purposes. Level 5. Top Secret. This document is only available to the highest Foundation administrative staff, such as the Ethics Committee or the O5 Council. Anyone without Level 5 access will always be denied. Level 6. Cosmic Top Secret. This document is only available to a member of the O5 Council. All access to this document is granted solely at the discretion of an O5 Council member. Containment class. These are the most common object classes used in SCP articles and make up the bulk of the objects. This is the contain part of Secure, Contain, Protect. Safe. Safe class SCPs are anomalies that are easily and safely contained. This is often due to the fact that the Foundation has researched the SCP well enough that containment does not require significant resources, or that the anomalies require a specific and conscious activation or trigger. Classifying an SCP as safe, however, does not mean that handling or activating it does not pose a threat. Euclid. Euclid-class SCPs are anomalies that require more resources to contain completely, or where containment isn't always reliable. Usually this is because the SCP is insufficiently understood or inherently unpredictable. Euclid is the object class with the greatest scope, and it's usually a safe bet that an SCP will be this class if it doesn't easily fall into any of the other standard object classes. As a note, any SCP that's autonomous or sapient is generally classified as Euclid, due to the inherent unpredictability of an object that can act or think on its own. Keter. Keter-class SCPs are anomalies that are exceedingly difficult to contain consistently or reliably, with containment procedures often being extensive and complex. The Foundation often can't contain these SCPs well due to not having a solid understanding of the anomaly, or lacking the technology to properly contain or counter it. A Keter SCP does not mean the SCP is dangerous, just that it is simply very difficult or costly to contain. Most of the following object classes indicate that an SCP has not yet been assigned a standard object class, or that it was previously assigned a standard object class but no longer requires containment. There are also additional object classes that are used less frequently than the ones listed above, known as esoteric or narrative object classes. Explained. Explained SCPs are commonly articles about anomalies that are completely and fully understood, to the point where their effects are now explainable by mainstream science, or phenomena that have been debunked or falsely mistaken as an anomaly. Neutralized. Neutralized SCPs are former anomalies that are no longer anomalous, either through having been intentionally or accidentally destroyed or disabled. Decommissioned. Decommissioned SCPs are anomalies that have been intentionally destroyed or stripped of their anomalous properties by the SCP Foundation. As the Foundation usually tries to contain rather than neutralize anomalous objects, this object class is only used when it is not possible to fully contain an anomaly, or when excessive expenditure of resources is required to keep an anomaly in containment. Decommissioning may also be performed for ethical reasons, particularly when containment necessitates extreme suffering or is unable to prevent excessive loss of life. To avoid any unnecessary losses, decommissioning anomalies requires authorization from a higher authority, such as the O5 Council, the Ethics Committee, or the Decommissioning Department. Pending. SCP articles that have not yet been assigned an object class may be labeled as pending. This is used to indicate that the Foundation does not currently have enough information to assign an object class to the anomaly. This is a deliberate decision to emphasize that research is ongoing, and isn't the same as the author not knowing which object class to assign. Uncontained. SCPs that are not yet contained may be assigned an object class, often Keter, but in some articles uncontained is used in place of an object class to emphasize that ongoing effort is required to establish or restore containment. Esoteric object classes. Additional object classes not listed above are generally created to further the narrative in a particular SCP and only used once, and so are referred to as esoteric or narrative object classes. Esoteric object classes that are used often enough may eventually meet the requirements to be added to the list of secondary classes above. It is recommended to use one of the primary object classes listed here for most SCPs, only using another object class if there's a good reason to justify it in the article. Secondary class. The following object classes are less frequently used and designate anomalies with unusual containment requirements. Thaumiel. Thaumiel class SCPs are anomalies that the Foundation specifically uses to contain other SCPs. Even the mere existence of Thaumiel class objects is classified at the highest levels of the Foundation, and their locations, functions, and current status are known to few Foundation personnel outside of the O5 Council. Apollyon. Apollyon class SCPs are anomalies that cannot be contained, are expected to breach containment imminently, or some other similar scenario. Such anomalies are usually associated with world-ending threats or AK-class scenario of some kind, and require a massive effort from the Foundation to deal with. Archon. Archon-class SCPs are anomalies that could theoretically be contained but are best left uncontained for some reason. Archon SCPs may be a part of consensus reality that is difficult to fully contain, or may have adverse effects if put into containment. These SCPs are not uncontainable. The defining feature of the class is that the Foundation chooses to not put the anomaly into containment. Ticonderoga. Ticonderoga class SCPs cannot be contained, but also do not need to be contained. While these anomalies are similar to Archon class SCPs in that their containment is unnecessary, Ticonderoga class SCPs are distinguished by also not being containable given the Foundation's current knowledge and resources. This may be due to their widespread or ubiquitous occurrence on Earth, despite the general public remaining unaware of their existence or anomalous nature, although the Ticonderoga class also includes extraterrestrial anomalies beyond the current reach of the Foundation. Disruption class. Disruption class refers to an anomaly's ability to disturb the status quo and/or break the veil. This is the secure part of Secure, Contain, Protect. Dark. The known or potential disruption is so low as to not be a concern. The object is essentially inert when not interacted with and may potentially only affect a single individual. The Foundation would find it trivial to clean up after it. Vlam. The known or potential disruption would be localized to a small handful of people. The anomalous effects certainly do affect multiple people, but it would not extend very far. The Foundation would find it relatively simple to neutralize its effects. Connect. The known or potential disruption would be extended to a number of people roughly defined as a city. The anomalous effects could spread with fairly significant speed, fast enough as to cause concern. The Foundation would find it moderately difficult to neutralize its effects. The known disruption would extend to roughly the size of a large metropolitan area to an entire country. The potential disruption could extend to the entire known world. The spread would be swift and difficult to manage. The Foundation would find it quite difficult to neutralize its effects. Amida. This disruption class should be reserved for special circumstances when the Foundation is essentially declaring war on an anomaly. When an anomaly poses such a dire threat to the status quo and the Foundation's veil that there is no other option than to use all possible options in order to neutralize it. The effects of an Amida anomaly would extend to the entire known world and possibly the entire universe. Risk class. Risk class refers to the severity of an anomaly's effects on an individual person and how easily one can recover from it. This is the protect part of secure, contain, protect. Notice, the anomalous effects of the object are nearly non-existent to mild. An individual within close proximity of the object would not feel anything as a result of the object. It poses no danger to any individual nearby. Caution. The anomalous effects of the object are mild to moderate. An individual within close proximity of the object may feel mild effects from the anomalous object. It poses mild danger to any individual nearby. Warning. The anomalous effect of the object are moderate to significant. An individual within close proximity of the object will feel mild effects or may feel major effects from the anomalous object. It poses moderate danger to any individual nearby. Danger. The anomalous effect of the object are significant to extreme. An individual within close proximity of the object will feel major effects or may feel extreme effects from the anomalous object. It poses significant danger to any individual nearby. Critical. This risk class should only be chosen when the object's effects will be near instant and/or extremely severe. It does not necessarily need to cause actual death, but death is incredibly likely and expected. Any individual nearby will feel the effects near instantly and the possibility of recovery is impossible. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and comment. Subscribe and click the bell icon.